Hi everybody, it's Amy Caroline. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to my channel. It's time for some more ghost train stories. It's time for some more ghost train stories, it's time for some more ghost train stories. It's time for some more ghost train stories. So, anyway, the ghost train story that I'm gonna read to you guys is called Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Ghost Train. Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Ghost Train. Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Ghost Train. So without further ado, Mississippi Valley Ghost Train, Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Ghost Train. Okay, so here we go, folks. Enjoy this. A young African-American brakeman was working a freight from Cleveland, Mississippi to Memphis, Tennessee in 1913. The train had orders to meet another train number 777 at Shelby, Mississippi. The brakeman was riding 3 cars back from the engine. Suddenly, the train made an emergency stop, and the engineer whistled out a flag to protect the front of the train. The brakeman jumped off the freight car he was riding and ran ahead. He had his white lantern, and as he ran by the engine, the fireman gave him a red lantern. The brakeman ran a couple of yards ahead to Tangut section of track and section of track. As he did, he could hear his train reserve and back away. The brakeman was left alone at his post for over 2 hours. Finally, he heard his train slowly approaching. The brakeman stood in the middle of the track and signaled with the red lantern to show where he was. The engine stopped, and the brakeman climbed in. The crew men in the cab were silent. The brakeman set his lanterns down and took a seat. Finally, the conductor spoke. "What did you see while we was gone, Suggs?" "Not a thing, sir, except for my own lanterns." The brakeman said, "We seen a train, Suggs," the man said, 300 yards ahead of us here. "We thought we'd overlooked orders and met number 707 between stations. So we whistled out a flag and stopped, but then there wasn't no train." He looked over at the engineer and the fireman, and they nodded. So we backed up to Cleveland and wired ahead to Shelby. To be sure, number 707 has been waiting there on a sighting for us. the the whole time there isn't any other train. The three men sat silent while the young brakeman began to shake with fear. He started to think about standing there alone by himself for 2 hours. What if the ghost train had run by when the freight got to Shelby? Number 707 was still there, waiting for them on the siding. As word of the ghost train spread, several engineers told of seeing ghost lights between Cleveland and Shelby. This was the first time anyone had seen a phantom train. Old timers said of a train had wrecked along there around the turn of the century, killing the engineer and fireman. Was the wrecked train returning as a ghost? Anyway, according to this story, they were thinking that it was returning as a ghost train, which I'm sure that they were correct, and which I'm sure that they were correct by that, though they were correct by that. And they saw another train coming. Between stations, so we whistled out the flag. We whistled out a flag and stopped. Then there wasn't no train. So anyway, 300 yards ahead of us, we thought we overlooked orders and met number 707 between stations. According to the other brakeman, he was waiting for another train, number 707. When he was waiting for that, the train had orders to meet another train, number 707, at Shelby, Mississippi. The brakeman was riding 3 cars in the back from the engine. Suddenly, the train made an emergency stop, anyway, he was waiting for one train, and then another train came along, and it was a ghost train. Another train came along, and it was a ghost train. Another train came along, and it was a ghost train. Another train came along when another train came along after number 707 came, and after number 777 came, another train came along after number 777 came, and it was a ghost train. So yeah, that's what I know, and that's what they know too. That's what they know too. That's what they know too. So yeah, that's what's according to that story. That's what it is. 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 Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Ghost Train is the end of the story, is the end of the story, is the end of the story, is it is the end of the story. Now I'm going to read another one. Now I'm going to read another one. 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 I'm going to read another one here. Now this one is called the Mako Light, the Mako Light, the Mako Light, the Mako Light. This one is called the Mako Light, the Mako Light, the Mako Light, the Mako Light. So this one is called the Mako Light, the Mako Light. Now this one is called the Mako Light, the Mako Light. Now the Mako Light is about somebody, now the Mako Light is about a railroad worker who got his head chopped off, after getting run over by a train. After getting run over by a train, he got his head chopped off. So this one is called the Mako Light, the Mako Light, the Mako Light. So without further ado, the Mako Light, the Mako Light. Mako Station, North Carolina is a tiny point on what was once one of the Atlantic coastline's many tracts redating from Wilmington, North Carolina. The hamlet is located 14 miles west of Wilmington in the flat, piney barrens of North Carolina's coastal plain. The long history of the Mako Light begins back in the days of wood-burning steam locomotives and link and pen couplers. Joe Baldwin was a conductor on the line just after the Civil War and made many runs out of Wilmington. One day in 1867, Joe was riding on the last car of a passenger train when the car's coupling link broke near Mako Station. Joe rushed to the back of the car and put on the brakes. The car began to slow to a stop.